That's what happens when gasoline plays a matching. Oh yeah. And that's what happens. And that's what happens when gasoline plays a matching.
What is good, bros and bras? And this is your boy Vengefulwilberg here, bringing you yet another awesome Tekken 7 video. And this one is going to be on the top 10 rage arts, because yo, like, I had to do a top 10. Top 5 wouldn't have gave this game any justice, because there are quite a few good ones, but also there are a lot of bad ones in my opinion, because a lot of them could have been so much better. So why don't we go ahead and talk about the top 10 rage arts. But before we do that, I gotta do a reminder. We're only a couple days away from the giveaway ending, which ends this Friday, so please make sure to click on that link pinned in the comment section below, so that you still have a chance to win a free copy of Tekken 7, as well as the Day 1 DLC. So with that said, let's go, let's get it. The character that takes the number 10 spot is Panda. Yes! Oh my gosh. Now, one of the things that I have to say, I really wanted to rank this rage art higher. However, there's one reason why, and it just doesn't feel very threatening. It really doesn't. But despite that, I still find it to be a rage art worth mentioning, and Panda looks so cute, especially with that fudging hat, bruh. And then not only that, I loved how they slowed it down when they zoomed in on Panda, and she went down with the spike, and then, you know, the spike sounded a little bit like a hard car crash. And another thing that I want to add is this move reminds me so much of Tien Shinhan's finisher back in Dragon Ball without the Z, because he did the exact same thing to Goku. And so yes, Panda takes the number 10 spot. Number 9 goes to Lee Chow. I mean, yo, the first time I laid eyes on that ultimate, I just found it to be very classy. It's very classy, bro. He goes in with the kicks. He gives them a hard enough kick to the point where they can barely move. And then he whips out the rose and flings it in their face. But the thing that surprised me the most about that is the rose explosion. I thought it was pretty cool, very classy, very Lee Chow. That's all I could really say about it. I mean, he's a flamboyant character, but he has class. He's like that classy guy from JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Did I say JoJo? I meant JoJo's, but whatever. Number 8 goes to Jin Kazama, and you're probably wondering, like, Jin Kazama, really? You're not gonna rank him higher? Originally, I wanted to rank him higher, but after reviewing the rage arts, I felt as though there were a lot of other rage arts that had more uniqueness to it. Now, I'm not saying Jin Kazama's rage art doesn't have style. It's just that the other ones that I've seen had more uniqueness to it. But there are a lot of things that stood out with this rage art that made me feel as though Jin's rage art deserved to be in the top 10 spot. And why don't we discuss those things? The first thing is the way it started. Jin's iconic rev up scream, like, oh, and then boom, punch straight to the jaw. 2 more solid blows and you hear bones cracking, and then he goes in with a barrage of punches, and as he's punching them, the camera is literally spinning around in a 360 angle, and then he gives it a nice, solid, clean, beautiful finish with a straight punch through the freaking chin, bro. It was like through the chin into the jaw, and they zoomed in on the face to where sometimes you can even see their face as they get hit, and they just fly all the way across the screen. It's an epic finish, and it deserved to be in the top 10, so that's why I wanted to keep it here. Number 7 goes to none other than Eddy Gordo. Yes, I said it, Eddy Gordo. But whether you like him or not, one cannot deny the epicness of his rage art. This man is like a raging dance machine on the dance floor with those kicks. I mean, buzzing around them like a bee, kicking them so much they're spinning like a rotisserie turkey, bro. Then he kicks them so hard he literally has time to talk shit, and on the way down he finishes it with a devastating kick. It's a good one. I can't deny how awesome that one is. I just can't. Moving on. Number 6 is going to go to my least favorite Tekken character, and that's going to be Dragunov. I mean, yes, I can talk stories about why I don't like Dragunov, but I'm gonna save that for another discussion in its entirety, because I can talk about that for a while. But why did I rank his at 6? I feel that his rage art really suits his personality. You know, I feel like the use of camera work and the kind of methods of attack that he used, it fit him. It's like this guy wants to murder you, and I felt like that rage art just worked very well for him. So it like fits his character, fits his persona, especially because of the fact that he never says anything. He makes this weird noise, and if you turn the music off and you hear how the rage art sounds at the end, he's like, I'm like, wow, man, this dude is a savage. I cannot deny that. So here's how it works. He starts off with a heavy blow, then he goes in with an even heavier blow that sends his opponent down to his or her knees. They literally are choking. They cannot move. They're on all fours, trying to get up, and then Dragunov is just slowly walking up to him like a savage, like, I know I hammered the shit out of you. He's just walking up, and by the time they're getting their second wind, they're already looking up at him, and he looks down on them with this sadistic look on his face, with this heavy breathing, like, and boom, double axe handle smash into the ground face first. That's pretty damn brutal. That's why I made it number 6. Number 5 has to go to Jack 7 Bros and Bros. Ooh, I love this rage art. It was because of the flow of attacks. It was like a nice, beautiful chain. Oh man, it was so good, guys. I just love this one. It's clean. It fits Jack 7 perfectly. Let's describe it, all right? He goes in with his gun punch, which extends. He hits them, grabs them, pulls them in like Scorpion, lifts their body all the way up in the air with a barrage of punches like a fudging Gatling gun, pops them real quick as they're coming down, goes in with a shoulder charge, and then finishes with a double knuckle sandwich. That flow of attack was just freaking beautiful. I loved every second of that rage arc. It was phenomenal. Number 4 is going to have to go to none other than Double Jin Bros and Bras. I mean, just due to the combination of brutality and style. Now, if you followed Tekken 7 for an extremely long time, most of you are more than likely going to predict that his rage arc involves flying. But man, when this dude takes flight, he does it in style and devastation. I mean, he flew backwards, then he went in, and he did like this corkscrew spin in and just clawed them, and scooped them up in the air like a freaking ice cream, bro. And then what came next? Absolute mayhem. He was moving fast like a freaking Gundam, bro. Like, if you watch Gundam, like how the Gundams, like these machines, the Gundams that move so fast that they're just going in all kinds of directions, just slashing their victim to pieces. That's literally what Jin did in this rage art, and it was awesome. And of course, he had to top it off with some flashy I-beam action, and it was awesome. I loved it. Beautiful. Bros and Bras, we are finally here. My 3 top picks for the best Tekken 7 rage arts in the game. And the number 3 spot goes to my boy Yoshimitsu. Yoshi to the Mitsu, bruh. I mean, Yoshimitsu decided, no, I'm not gonna go in with 1 sword, I'm gonna go in with 2 swords. I'm going to show you my Yoshimitsu 2-sword style. This dude was moving so fast, I literally had to watch his rage art like 2 to 3 times. He literally goes super fast. You know, he cuts right through them, comes back in with 2 horrendously fast slashes, and then magically appears in the air, goes in with a double sword flip cut, whatever you want to fudging call that spit, and then he goes through them yet again, does his flashy pose, and then that classic just pose as they're getting hit by air, like and fall to their knees like, oh, and then Yoshimitsu wins. I mean, it's just tons of style there, man. A lot of style. Tons. Number 2 goes to my chocolate queen, Master Raven. Now, I was extremely torn with this rage art because at first I felt as though her rage art should have been ranked number 1. But, you know, I'm going to save that for another story as I explain my reasoning when I share with you my actual number 1. I had a change of heart. So, yo, there's a lot of awesome things about her rage art. And one of the first things I want to mention is her freaking startup, bruh. She's on the ground during the cinematic, but when she starts up, she vanishes and reappears in the air and comes down with a kick. Now, you figured that would be extremely dangerous in the right hands because of the fact that, oh, she disappears and then she comes down with that kick, and there's a good chance that they're going to be the ones receiving absolutely no damage, and the other person that's taking the onslaught is going to get punished heavily. So I just feel like her startup is extremely dangerous because of that teleport and changing her positioning instantaneously like that, especially if the other move someone is using is slow. So it's like her startup just looks absolutely amazing. I never used her, so I can't judge I'm just making assumptions based on what I've seen. And so after that kick, she goes in with 2 very fast slashes, and not only that, the smexy effects from the sword, like you see this red ray of energy coming from this cybernetic looking blade. It's a futuristic looking one. Knocks him up in the air, gives him a few quick slashes, then teleports again, and then as they're coming down, she gets ready for a quick super fast slash, cuts past them, and they must have just got sent up in the air again from that powerful slash. That reminds me of Taki. She does her pose, mission accomplished, puts her sword back in her sheath, and the character falls on the back of their head. Pretty damn devastating, extremely flashy. Her rage art even looks very tactical, so yee!
Handle this. Take that. Die. Mission complete.
And so the #1 spot goes to none other than Miguel. Holy mackerel. Miguel, my boy. I felt like his rage art was the most unique rage art out of all of them because of what they did, bruh. I mean, man, it was a hard choice between Miguel and Master Raven, but it was like, out of all the rage arts, Miguel seemed to be the most unique. There was a lot going on in this. First off, Miguel being the brawler that he is, you know, he gives him that, he's walking up, cracking his knuckles, gives him that heavy punch. Then he goes in with a heavy boot to knock them on their anus. And then they can't even move. They're just down. And Miguel is literally walking up. Now, here's the amazing thing about this. This man is walking up, speaking in his Portuguese language. No, he's talking mad spit. And he's just casually walking up like a thug, you know, and then you take a good look at that brass knuckle on his hand, bruh. If I'm not mistaken, it's his right hand. And bro, what happens after that is absolutely brutal and hella unique. He goes, and this is first person view, bro. Like, they're literally looking at him in first person, like this is Call of Duty, and Miguel is walking up, and every time he gives him a heavy punch, boom, lights out, like the screen flickers and flashes with these dark colors like black and red for every blow, like in your face. And then he goes in with a heavy double knuckle haymaker over their dome, and they just freaking bounce on their back. This rage art was something else. It was like my favorite one. I mean, with the camera work, the effects, I just felt like that one was like top notch.
Parece que estás a punto de perder. Apártate de mí.
So, yo, this was a very fun video to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So with that said, I'm going to put an end to this video. But before I do, please feel free to share your comments. Like, how would you rank the rage arts? What would your top 10 be, and why? And tell me if you agree with my picks. Tell me why you may disagree with my picks. It matters little. Let's just generate some conversation. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to do that spit with gusto by doing the following: comment, like, and subscribe. And I certainly hope I see you guys again next time.